In ancient times, the Stoics were known for their wisdom and mastery over emotions, which they used to navigate complex interpersonal relationships. Their techniques and philosophies provided them with tools to manage conflicts and win arguments without unnecessary strife. These methods not only saved them time and energy, but also preserved harmony in their relationships. Today, we can learn from their timeless wisdom to handle disagreements more effectively. In this episode, we'll delve into 10 crucial tricks inspired by Stoicism to win any argument with women, helping you to maintain balance and emotional control. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more insightful content. 1. Stay calm and composed. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is maintaining composure in the face of adversity. When engaged in an argument, keeping your cool is essential. Raising your voice or displaying anger only escalates the situation and reduces your ability to think clearly. Remaining calm allows you to assess the situation more rationally and make better decisions. The Stoic philosopher Seneca emphasized the importance of tranquility. By staying calm, you can listen better and respond more thoughtfully. This approach often disarms the other person, making them more receptive to your perspective. Moreover, it sets a positive tone for the conversation, steering it away from hostility and towards a more constructive dialogue. This composure helps you maintain control over the interaction, ensuring it remains focused and productive. To practice this, take deep breaths and remind yourself of the bigger picture. Recognize that most arguments are not life-threatening and can be resolved through calm dialogue. This not only preserves your energy, but also demonstrates emotional maturity, which is highly respected. Practicing mindfulness techniques, such as deep breathing or visualization, can help you maintain your composure even in the heat of an argument. Additionally, maintaining a calm demeanor helps you control the narrative of the conversation. When you're composed, you're better able to articulate your points clearly and persuasively. This gives you an edge in any discussion, as people are more likely to listen to someone who is calm and collected. By avoiding emotional outbursts, you also prevent the argument from spiraling out of control, making it easier to reach a resolution. Staying calm also allows you to better understand the other person's perspective. When you're not clouded by anger or frustration, you can listen more effectively and respond more empathetically. This can lead to a more meaningful exchange where both parties feel heard and valued. Furthermore, a calm approach can inspire the other person to mirror your behavior, leading to a more civil and productive conversation overall. In practice, you can prepare yourself before entering potentially contentious discussions. Remind yourself of the importance of staying calm and the benefits it brings. Consider rehearsing your points in advance to boost your confidence and reduce anxiety. This preparation can make it easier to remain composed when emotions start to rise during the actual argument. Ultimately, the ability to stay calm and composed is a powerful skill that can transform the way you handle conflicts. By embodying this Stoic principle, you not only improve your own emotional well-being, but also create a more respectful and effective dialogue. This approach fosters mutual understanding and paves the way for more positive and productive relationships. 2. Listen actively. Active listening is a powerful tool in any argument. It involves fully focusing on the other person's words, understanding their perspective, and responding thoughtfully. This technique, rooted in Stoic empathy, shows respect and can diffuse tension. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. By listening actively, you validate the other person's feelings and demonstrate that you value their input. This can significantly reduce defensiveness and open the door to a more productive conversation. When you actively listen, refrain from interrupting or planning your rebuttal while the other person is speaking. Instead, concentrate on understanding their points. Summarize what they've said and ask clarifying questions if needed. This not only shows that you're paying attention, but also helps ensure that both parties are on the same page. Active listening also allows you to identify the core of the disagreement. Often, arguments escalate because of misunderstandings or miscommunications. By truly hearing the other person, you can address the root issue more effectively, leading to a quicker resolution. 3. Use logic and reason. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of logic and reason over emotions. In an argument, rely on facts and rational arguments rather than emotional appeals. This approach not only strengthens your position, but also minimizes the risk of escalating the conflict. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, often reflected on the value of rational thinking. By focusing on logical reasoning, you can present your points more convincingly and reduce the influence of irrational emotions. This helps keep the conversation focused on the issue at hand rather than personal attacks. When constructing your arguments, provide clear evidence and logical explanations. Avoid making statements that cannot be supported by facts. This builds credibility and makes it harder for the other person to dismiss your points. Additionally, acknowledge the valid points made by the other person, as this shows that you are objective and fair-minded. Using logic and reason also means being willing to change your perspective if presented with compelling evidence. This demonstrates intellectual humility and can lead to more constructive outcomes. It shows that you are committed to finding the truth rather than simply winning the argument. 4. Maintain respect and empathy. Respect and empathy are cornerstones of Stoic philosophy. Treating the other person with respect, even during disagreements, fosters a positive environment for dialogue. It prevents the conversation from devolving into personal attacks and keeps the focus on resolving the issue. Empathy involves understanding and acknowledging the other person's feelings and perspectives. According to Stoicism, everyone has their own set of experiences and beliefs that shape their views. By recognizing this, you can approach the argument with compassion and patience. Expressing empathy can be as simple as saying, "I understand how you feel," or "I see where you're coming from." This validation can diffuse tension and make the other person more open to your perspective. It shows that you care about their feelings and are not just focused on proving them wrong. Maintaining respect also means avoiding derogatory language or condescending tones. Even if you strongly disagree with the other person, attacking their character or belittling their views is counterproductive. Focus on the argument, not the person. This aligns with the Stoic principle of rational discourse and mutual respect. 5. Use questions to guide the conversation. Asking thoughtful questions is a powerful technique to steer the conversation and gain a deeper understanding of the other person's perspective. Socratic questioning, a method used by the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, involves asking a series of questions to challenge assumptions and clarify thoughts. In an argument, asking questions can help uncover the underlying issues and promote critical thinking. It encourages the other person to reflect on their views and provides you with valuable insights into their reasoning. This approach aligns with the Stoic practice of examining one's beliefs and assumptions. For example, you can ask questions like, "What makes you feel that way?" or "Can you explain your reasoning behind that point?" These questions demonstrate that you are genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. They also help keep the conversation focused on the issue rather than personal attacks. Asking questions also allows you to highlight inconsistencies or weaknesses in the other person's arguments without directly confronting them. By gently guiding them to recognize these flaws themselves, you can lead them to reconsider their stance. This technique fosters a more collaborative and respectful dialogue. 6. Acknowledge and validate their points. Acknowledging and validating the other person's points can significantly reduce defensiveness and promote a more constructive conversation. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say, but rather show that you understand and respect their perspective. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of seeing things from others' viewpoints. By acknowledging their valid points, you demonstrate open-mindedness and fairness. This can make the other person more receptive to your arguments and reduce the likelihood of an adversarial dynamic. When acknowledging their points, use phrases like, "I see what you mean," or "That's a good point." This shows that you are listening and considering their views seriously. It creates a more cooperative atmosphere and encourages mutual respect. Validation also involves recognizing the emotions behind their arguments. For instance, if they express frustration, acknowledge it by saying, "I can understand why you feel frustrated." This empathy can help calm the situation and make them more open to hearing your perspective. 7. Stay focused on the issue. It's easy for arguments to veer off course and become about unrelated issues or past grievances. To win an argument effectively, keep the conversation focused on the current issue. This prevents it from escalating and ensures that you address the root cause of the disagreement. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what is within our control. In an argument, this means addressing the specific issue at hand rather than getting distracted by external factors. By staying focused, you can find a resolution more efficiently and avoid unnecessary conflict. If the conversation starts to drift, gently steer it back to the main topic. For example, you can say, "Let's stay focused on the current issue," or "We can discuss that other point later, but right now let's address this." This keeps the dialogue productive and prevents it from becoming overwhelming. Staying focused also involves setting boundaries. If the other person brings up irrelevant or personal attacks, calmly but firmly redirect the conversation. This shows that you are committed to resolving the issue constructively and will not be swayed by distractions. 8. Use I statements instead of you statements. Using I statements instead of you statements can make a significant difference in how your arguments are received. You statements often come across as accusatory and can put the other person on the defensive. In contrast, I statements express your feelings and perspectives without blaming or attacking the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you can say, "I feel unheard when I'm interrupted." This shifts the focus from blaming the other person to expressing your own experience. It makes the conversation less confrontational and more about finding a resolution. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and personal responsibility. By using I statements, you take ownership of your feelings and reactions. This aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and responding to situations with mindfulness. I statements also foster a sense of empathy and understanding. They encourage the other person to see things from your perspective and acknowledge your feelings. This can lead to a more compassionate and productive dialogue where both parties feel heard and respected. 9. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, the best way to win an argument is to know when to walk away. Continuing a conversation that is going nowhere or becoming increasingly hostile can be counterproductive. Recognizing when to take a step back is a sign of wisdom and self-control. Seneca taught that it's important to choose our battles wisely. Not every argument is worth engaging in, and sometimes it's better to preserve your peace of mind. Walking away doesn't mean conceding defeat, it means prioritizing your emotional well-being and avoiding unnecessary conflict. If you find that the argument is escalating or becoming unproductive, calmly state that you need to take a break. For example, you can say, "I think we need to take a pause and revisit this conversation later." This allows both parties to cool down and reflect on their points. Walking away also gives you time to reassess the situation and gather your thoughts. It prevents you from saying things you might regret and allows you to approach the conversation with a clearer mind. This aligns with the Stoic practice of taking a step back and evaluating situations objectively. 10. Use humor wisely. Humor can be a powerful tool in diffusing tension and winning arguments, but it must be used wisely. A well-timed joke or light-hearted comment can lighten the mood and make the conversation more pleasant. However, it's important to ensure that your humor is respectful and not at the expense of the other person. Marcus Aurelius often used humor to manage difficult situations and maintain a sense of perspective. By incorporating humor, you can break the cycle of negativity and create a more relaxed atmosphere. This makes it easier to communicate and find common ground. When using humor, avoid sarcasm or jokes that could be interpreted as mocking. Instead, aim for light-hearted and inclusive humor that both parties can appreciate. This demonstrates emotional intelligence and helps build rapport. Humor can also be a way to show that you are not taking the argument too seriously. It signals that you are open to dialogue and willing to find a resolution without unnecessary stress. This aligns with the Stoic principle of maintaining a balanced and calm demeanor. In conclusion, the wisdom of the Stoics provides timeless techniques for managing arguments effectively. By staying calm, listening actively, using logic and reason, maintaining respect and empathy, and knowing when to walk away, you can navigate disagreements with grace and control. These principles not only help you win arguments, but also foster healthier and more respectful relationships. Remember, the goal is not to dominate or belittle the other person, but to find a resolution that respects both parties' perspectives. By embodying Stoic principles, you can turn conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. If you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and effective communication. Continue to apply these techniques in your daily interactions, and you will find that arguments become less frequent and more constructive. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay calm and carry on with Stoic wisdom.